Hey everyone, how is it going? Welcome to another video. In this video, I will be talking about the pros and the cons of coaching and arbiting, because coaching other chess players and also arbiting in chess tournaments are two things that I have done myself. So these two ways of making an income through chess are something that I've tried myself, and I'm going to be giving my own personal experience. So I'm going to start with arbiting, and I will be giving you a brief description. So in arbiting, there is no need to be creative. So if you are lacking creativity and you just want to do what you're supposed to do, then arbiting might be for you. For example, you might be requested to set up chessboards, to set up clocks, which is a very useful skill, an essential skill to have if you want to become a good arbiter, to know how to set up a clock, and maybe even live boards, even though that's a bit more advanced. Also, recording accurately the results on a piece of paper and making sure you've recorded the correct results, and then on Swiss Manager or any other program that you use to make the pairings, also to make accurate pairings for the next round. So for example, make sure if any player has requested a half-point buy, that they get the half-point buy, or if a player has decided to withdraw after perhaps some bad results, that they are not included in the pairings. And also, a very important advice I can give to anyone that wants to be successful as an arbiter is to treat every player like you met them for the first time in your life. Anything you know about them from the past, it shouldn't affect your decision if there is a decision you need to take in their game. Like, for example, if they made an illegal move, for example. Even if they're your friend, they still should be penalized, and you should treat everyone with absolute objectivity. How to penalize someone for an illegal move? Well, it depends on the time control. If it is a standard or a rapid game, according to FIDE, then you should add 2 minutes to their opponent's clock, while if it is a blitz game, you should add only 1 minute to their opponent's clock. If they do it a second time an illegal move, then they lose their game and their opponent will win, provided that their opponent has enough material to give a checkmate. If their opponent only has a king and they make an illegal move, then it's going to be a draw because they don't have enough material to checkmate. You cannot checkmate only with a king. In general, in arbiting, you are responsible towards other people, and it's going to be the organizers of the competition, it's going to be the sponsors who are funding the competition, and it's also going to be the chief arbiters, because when you start as an arbiter, you will not be a chief arbiter, you will be a lower ranked arbiter. Of course, it depends in which country you are, but you're going to be responsible towards others. Of course, you might also get some complaints that can come from the parents if it's a children's competition, and also from other players. For example, you might get anti-cheating complaints, or in general, they might complain about something else. Like, for example, if their opponent was, for example, chewing gum, for example, and things like that, it was distracting them in some way. So you might even end up having to handle heated situations, even though from my experience, this rarely happens. But if it does happen, then you should be able to handle that. You should be also able to handle the noise. And another advice that I can give you, which comes again from my own personal experience as an arbiter, is that when you tell people to be quiet, you should not make more noise than the people who are making the noise in the first place. So do not like hush them and tell them shh, and make more noise than the noise they are making in the first place. You should do it subtly, and you should do it in a way that will not cause the people that are playing to get more disturbed. Also, now I'm going to move into coaching, and I'm going to give you the pros and the cons of coaching. So unfortunately, coaching, I know from my experience, does not give a guaranteed income, as there might be students that might want a few lessons only. They might prefer another coach than you if they have tried a few and you are just one of the people that they're trying. Or if you are teaching children during the summer, then they might not be able to combine it with school when school begins, and that might take a priority. Also, if there is a lockdown like there was in the whole world, and specifically in the UK where I live, since March 2020, with restrictions and all of that, then there might not be any over-the-board competitions. And to some players, including myself, online chess does not appeal that much for a variety of reasons. So they might not want to receive any coaching if they're not going to be competing for increasing their FIDE rating. So this could affect you. For example, myself, I stopped getting trained when I could not play over the board for 1.5 years, and this could affect my coach. For example, he might not have made the income that he wanted to make. What I'm trying to say is that when you are coaching, you get to teach what you want and of course what your student wants. So you have plenty of room for creativity. For example, if they ask you which opening should I play, then maybe a good idea would be to present to them different openings and show them games of strong players in those openings and let them decide for themselves. But also a mistake that you should not do when coaching is just to teach what you think is important, and just analyze the games of your students and not ask them, what do you want to learn from me, if there's a specific topic that they want to get covered, because they might feel they are weak on end games. Then you can prepare a whole lesson in advance on how to improve their end games, or you can share with them some resources about how to improve in the end game. Now, regarding coaching, an advantage in my opinion is that you are responsible and accountable only to your student and maybe their parents if you're teaching children, but to nobody else, unlike arbiting. So there is far less responsibility and yeah, far less people that you need to give explanations to for your decisions and your actions. This is a brief overview. This comes from my own personal experience. Not everyone might agree with what I said, but that's absolutely fine. We all can have a different opinion. Now I mentioned in this video coaching and arbiting, which are two ways you can make an income from chess if you are not a particularly strong player, if there is a lockdown and there are not many tournaments and all that. So if you are looking though as a competitive chess player to fund your chess progress in another way, and when I say your chess progress, there are a few different expenses, then you might be interested in starting a side hustle to earn an income online, which can be done along your 9-to-5 job. If that's the case, go to the link in the description, insert your name and email, and watch my free introductory training where you will learn the 3 secrets my mentors use to generate a consistent income online and how you can do it too, even if you have no previous experience. If you're a subscriber, I will catch you at the next video. Thank you very much for watching and bye for now.